Hi everyone, this is Robin the Delta Crafter, and today I'm back with you for a video on my YouTube channel. This one is going to be a little bit different. This is not necessarily about making a craft item, but more so about items that we can get to help us create our craft items and projects, and specifically items from Amazon. Next week, there will be Amazon Prime Days. And if you don't know what Amazon Prime Days, they are days, a couple of days where Amazon has made special pricing on different products. And I mean, some fantastic deals can be found, and specifically for Prime members. So if you don't have a Prime membership, there are lots of options and ways to get a Prime membership. And not right now is a great time to get one so that you can take advantage of all the Prime deals. But what I'm here to share with you are items that I've purchased off of Amazon for my crafting and my craft room, so that you can be on the lookout for these items during Amazon Prime Days. I'm not sure if these items will be Prime Day deals, but these items are fantastic. Like I said previously, I have purchased these items, so I've used these items. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you are my own personal testimonies about these items that I'm going to be sharing. So hopefully some of them will be on Prime Day deals, but if they aren't, they're still great purchases to make from Amazon. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I've done for this video is I've kind of broken down items into categories or groups. So the first group that I'm going to be sharing with you are craft items. And in the craft item, I have a 5-piece set of blending brushes and Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. So I'm going to start in with the blending brushes. Again, this is a 5-piece set of blending brushes. You can tell by the wide bristle head that these are for broad application. So if you're trying to do some fine ink blending and some small areas, these may not be the brushes for you. However, this set of brushes were my first set of blending brushes, and I love them. I think they were a great purchase. They were a great price point as well. And I have continued to use these brushes, even though I've added on to my ink blending brush collection with a couple other different brands. I still go to these brushes as well. As I mentioned, they come in five packs, so they're already kind of pre-colored and color-coded for you. So you can go with the colors that are on the handles, or you can switch them up. It's up to you. I have kind of marked these. This is my own personal thing, but I marked these with some silver tape, and this lets me know that I use these on my oxide inks. So my hybrid inks is where I use these blending brushes. However, again, these were a great way for me to try out blending brushes to see if I really like them before I invested in a larger group or invested more money into into the blending brushes. Then my next thing that I purchased off of Amazon is the Barely Art Precision Glue. This glue is a fantastic, gives fantastic adhesive. It has great open time, and what open time is once you put the item down, it still gives you a little bit of time to wiggle it to make sure that you have good coverage, or that your alignment is great. So this is a really, really great glue for that. But one of the things that I love most about the glue is the precision tip that comes with the glue. So when you purchase the glue, you'll get this little tube, and inside the tube, there are several different types of tips. So there's kind of a long needle nose kind of tip, and then there is another tip that's a little bit wider. And then you will also get, let me slide these back in here, the very needle precision tip. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. And then you'll also get this pin. So I prefer to keep this tip on my glue so that I can really have a fine line of glue on some of my die cuts, or if I'm trying to glue down some vellum and I have some cardstock on top of it, but I really need to be very precise in where I place my glue, I like to use the Barely Arts glue. And when I store my glue, I just leave the precision tip on and I stick the pin in there, and I've never had any problems. I don't have any problems with the glue drying out, nor do I have any problems with the tip getting clogged. So these are the craft items that I'm recommending that you from Amazon. And I forgot to mention earlier, I will have links to all of these items in the description box below, as well as on my blog, and I'll have a link to my blog in the description box as well. So now it's time to move on to storage items. So the next group of items that I want to cover with you are storage items. And storage can become a big hassle in our craft rooms, because we end up having a lot of small things for this particular hobby. So it's always good to have some sort of consistent system that you have in place to help you cut down on some of the disorganization and clutter that can easily and quickly build up in our craft rooms, our craft spaces. So one of the things that some of the things that I purchased on Amazon are these Max Tech, clear stamp and storage die packs, pockets, I'm sorry. So these are clear storage pockets. I'll put something behind it so you can see it easier. They are, not thick, but they are thick enough to be durable. And these come in, they're actually 5.5 by 7.25. So they will fit a 4x6 stamp set perfectly. And I'll actually show you some here. And then they have this little lip at the top that you can fold over and close your pocket. So they make a great storage pocket for 4x6 stamp sets. And they come in a pack of 100. So this is a great purchase to help you with storage. And so I'm going to show you how I use one already. So here is a stamp set. That's actually a smaller stamp set, but I have put that I think this is a 4x3 stamp set. So I've put that in my pocket. And then I've also put a piece of magnetic sheet on the back to hold the die. So I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. So the next item that I purchased from Amazon are these from Marietta Magnetics. And these are magnetic sheets that are already pre-cut into 5x7. So when I get ready to, when I purchase my dies that coordinate with my stamp set, I can put my dies and my stamps in the same pocket, and they can fit nice and neat, and everything can be right there exactly where I need it to be. And I love that these fit in this 4x6 pocket. Another great thing about these magnetic sheets, as you can tell here, is they can be cut. So instead of having a whole 5x7 sheet in this pocket for just these small number of dies, I cut it in half, and then I have another half to use for another set of dies that's just a small set. So I was able to cut this and kind of get 2 for 1. So again, just another great thing about these particular magnetic sheets. One, they already come pre-cut 5x7, so I don't have to worry about that. And then even after that, I can cut them and cut them down to fit smaller dies. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you, it's already out, is how I store my 6x8 stamp sets. So these are the pockets that I use, and these are large stamp and die pockets. These pockets are 7 by 9.4 inches. So they will fit a 6x8 stamp set. These are thicker than the other stamp pockets that I was sharing with you. These are, and these come 10 in a pack. So I tend to buy, most of the stamps that I buy are mostly 4x6 stamp sets. But I do have some 6x8s. I have quite a few 6x8s, as a matter of fact. But these pockets hold up really well. And of course, the magnetic sheet, I'll just stick this one in here, will absolutely fit in there. So if you get a 6x8 stamp set and the coordinating dies, you can put a magnetic sheet in there to hold your dies in place, and everything will look and fit nice and neat. One of the things I like about the magnetic sheets is it keeps my dies from getting bulky at the bottom of the pocket. So then when I go to put my pockets, my stamps in my storage bins, I don't have a lot of bulk at the bottom because I have this magnetic sheet in here and I can use all the space in my pocket. Then I'm able to store my stamp sets, and coordinating die sets much more nicer and neatly, and everything works and coordinates. So these are the storage items that I wanted to share with you from Amazon. Next category that we're going to move on to is paper. So this category that I'm about to share with you now is all about paper. So I have two different types of paper that I buy from Amazon. These are papers that are widely used in card making and in crafting. One of them is Neenah Classic Crest Solar White in the 80-pound cardstock. And then the other one that I was introduced to about a year ago is Accent Opaque White. And this is in the 120-pound setting for cardstock. So what I typically do is when I buy a ream of the paper, first of all, the Neenah Classic Crest Solar White comes in a ream of 500 sheets. It comes in different quantities, but the ream that I like to buy is the 500 sheet set ream because it's a better value. And then once I get that ream with the amount of cards that I make, which I make several cards a week, probably 3 to 5 cards a week. But when with that quantity of paper, I can use a ream for quite a long time, anywhere from 9 months to a year. And then the Accent Opaque comes in 150 sheets in the ream. And so what I normally do when I get the papers is I take the pack of paper to an office supply store. That could be Staples, FedEx, Office Depot, whatever office supply store is near you. And I have them with their large heavy duty machines. I have them cut the papers down for me. So my Neenah Classic Crest 80-pound Solar White is what I use for my panels, for my card panels. So I automatically have them take the whole ream and I cut it down into quarters. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 size panel that I have here. And from each sheet of paper, you can get 4 panels. So that's why it's cut into quarters. And so if it's 500 sheets times 4 panels, that's 2,000 panels that you have at your disposal. So that's quite a bit of paper there, of panels that you have there. So what I do something a little bit different though with my Accent Opaque. Because I'm using this for my card base. I did start out trying to use my 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest as my card base, but I noticed that once I started layering up die cuts and if I started to use any type of wet techniques, watercolor, or just making water splotches or anything on the paper, the 80-pound could not hold up to the pull of the layering of the die cuts, or even foam foam panels or anything. So once I got that 120 pound, I definitely was ready to use this for my card bases. I would not necessarily use this for my panels because doing any type of die cutting in this paper is kind of hard. It's hard to do because it's so thick, but it definitely makes a great card base. So what I do with this is I take a third of the pack, so about 50 sheets, and I take it to my my office supply store, and I have them cut it in half, what we call hamburger style. As an educator, this is hamburger style to me. So cut it in half on the 11-inch side. So this is 5.5, and this is 8.5. So when I fold this in half, it makes a 4 1/4 by 5.5 A2 size card with a side fold. So I have them cut about 50 sheets in half like this. And then I have them cut 50 sheets in hot dog style, or have them cut on the 8.5-inch side of the paper. So then it cuts it in half this way. And then this can become a top folding card. So if I score it at 5.5, it will become a top folding card. So that's 50 sheets hot dog, 50 sheets hamburger, and then I leave 50 sheets as the full 8.5 by 11. The reason why I do that is because these two work perfectly for A2 cards. But if I want to make a 5 by 7 card or a slimline card, even a mini slimline card, I need to have full sheets of paper to do that. So I leave these, leave about 50 sheets for any of my other size of cards that I want to make. And so at the store that I go to, they give me a nice, neat little box to put all my cut paper in. And so I'm able to store all of my cut pieces away. I don't have to have them all out and, you know, taking up space anywhere. I can store them away until I need to pull from them and draw and add to my my little cart and my stash that I keep kind of over here to my right, where I kind of keep some things at the ready. So anyway, that is my paper recommendations from Amazon. Nina Classic Crest Solar White and Accent Opaque White. So the last category that I want to share with you is what I'm calling kind of an other category, because these things don't necessarily match and kind of go together, but they have definitely been essential items in my craft room. So the first item that I want to share with you is this desktop mini vacuum cleaner. This is a recent purchase for me, and I have to say that I have loved having this little mini vacuum cleaner. This vacuum cleaner charges by USB, so it's not battery operated. But since I've had it, I have not had to recharge it yet. So the charge lasts for quite a while. But what I love about this vacuum cleaner is just having something right at the ready that fits in my hand that will allow me to just clean up as I go. So if you use embossing powders or glitters or any type of little paper shavings that might have fallen onto your craft area and you want to kind of clean those up as you're crafting, this is the perfect thing to have to help you do that. So you just click this little button. Doesn't make a whole lot of noise, but you can just run it across your area and do a quick little cleanup, enough where you won't be getting that glitter or the embossing powder into your next phase of your project. So I really love having this. Another thing that I like about this is this little nozzle that comes with it. So if you turn it over, you can slide this little nozzle in. It clicks in like that. And then once you turn it around, when you turn your vacuum on, then everything starts to suck from the nozzle. And then if you are like me, when you snack sometimes when you're on your computer, you get those little crumbs and down into your keyboard, you can use this to get the little crumbs out of your keyboard. like that. Or if you have any other tight spaces that you want to remove items from, you can use the nozzle to do that. It also comes with a little brush to kind of clean things out when you want to, when you change out when you empty all your trash out. And then it also comes with a USB charger. So again, this is a great little handy vacuum to have on your desktop at the ready if you want to just do a quick cleanup and then keep going. You don't have to get any large equipment out, plug anything in. It's just right there, and it's kind of sits to the right of me on my desktop of my craft station, and is always there for me. And then the very last thing that I want to share with you, you've actually been seeing the entire time, and that is this We Are Memory Keepers magnetic cutting set. So this is a large 18 by, I think this is 15. 18 by 15 self-healing cutting mat. And what I love about this mat, this is actually the second one that I've had. The other one I had for like 3 or 4 years, and then I got a second one. But what I love about this mat is that it is magnetic. It comes with this ruler that has a magnet on the back of it. And so you can slap that magnet down and it can hold, the ruler down, and it can hold things in place. It also came with the smaller little magnets that you can use as well. So when I'm ink blending or watercoloring or doing any type of alcohol marker coloring or anything, I can put my my paper down, and then I can put a magnet on it to hold it in place. And then I can go and work and do whatever I need to do without having to, one, stress and strain my fingers trying to hold it down, and two, I can really put it down and not have to worry about it moving. I have tried it with stencils, and it works with stencils that are that don't have a lot of open area. But if you have stencils with fine detail and a lot of open area, you still probably want to stick with the pixie spray on the back of those stencils. But I absolutely love having this magnetic work surface to use. I also have the Tim Holtz glass medium mat, but I have the travel size. So I just pull that out, lay it on top of here, do my wet techniques, and then I'm able to pull it off, and I still have my nice clean magnetic mat here that I can, still continue to work on. So I hope you have enjoyed this video covering all of these items from Amazon that I think are great purchases. Again, like I've said previously, I will have the links to these items below and on my blog where you can easily find them. And if you decide to get any of these and you try them, drop me a note in the comments below, or if you follow me on Instagram, you can also leave a comment there. I'd love to hear what you have purchased and how they're working out for you. And I'd also love to hear any other purchases you make from Amazon for your crafting, to give me some ideas of some other things that I may need to pick up. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscription button so that you can be notified of whenever I upload new videos. You can check me out on Instagram at The Delta Crafter, and you can also follow and subscribe to my blog at thedeltacrafter.com. Until next time, everyone, enjoy.